What's going on, everybody in the building, man? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back with a banger. And today, guys, we have the Walther Arms PDP Match steel frame in the building, man. Look at this bad boy right here. Woo-wee! Boy, oh boy. Man, I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these for quite some time. Of course, if you've been watching this channel, I had the honor and privilege to review the PDP Match POLY frame, which is pretty much the same exact gun, except the frame is poly, where this one is steel. So we have a little bit of a difference here as far as weight goes, and even a little bit of the quality. I mean, there's a little bit more up on the price because you get a little bit more material in that metal, that lovely metal that you see here on the steel frame. But essentially, as far as dimensions go and all that, for like the length and dimensions and even the trigger, everything is pretty much the same from the poly and the steel frame. Now, from what I know, and I'm not gonna do it, but from what I already heard people say, you cannot put the Match Poly's slide on the frame of the steel frame. That's what I'm hearing. So you cannot take this slide off and put it on top of there. I hear there's some sort of difference in the two, so that's something else to keep in mind. But once again, poly grip, steel frame, steel grip. Kind of really the only main difference, and of course the price of the two. And also you got a PDP SF little engraving on the top of the slide here that's not featured on this one. With that being said though, phenomenal gun. You of course get the case. We'll show you a little bit of something in here as well. And you get the case here, you get an alloy wrench, you get 2 additional magazines, and I believe these are all the same, 18. Yep. And as a Metgar, made in Italy. I believe this is the Metgar mags. Great magazines, phenomenal magazines all together, and very solid. Now, for the most part, I've been doing a lot of reviews on PDPs, specifically the Match here, but also on the PDP SD Pro, which features also that performance trigger, which I've stated before, as far as striker fired pistols go right about now, I think I can just come out the gate and say, in my opinion, that the performance trigger on the Walther PDPs are probably the best out of the game. Now, there's a lot of great ones. I'm not knocking it. And I hate to put one at top. I like to say, like, if the best, or one of the best, if not the best. Like, I like to say that because nothing's just perfect except for Jesus Christ. You feel me? But with that being said, this is probably by far it's probably one of the best triggers out there for a striker fire gun. And just check it out. You got the little blade, wall, so you got that mush, and then wall. You got that 9-degree, little bit of pressure, there. Reset, back at it. The trigger itself, though, I love it. I love that the trigger is like, it's a metal trigger, not like a poly trigger as well. It's just very solid. You got the additional, so 3 additional magazine rounds. Overall, very just smooth, buttery slide actuation right there. We do have some specs just to go over, to let you guys and girls know. 9mm Luger. The finish is Tenifer. 1 18 round. Now on the PDP, on the actual tech sheet, hear me out, right? On the tech sheet, it says 1 18 rounds and 2 20 rounds. But what I have here in mind is 3 18 rounds. So just keep that in mind. The trigger pull is 25 Newton. Capacity is 18 and 20. Overall length is 213 millimeters. 146 on the height in millimeters. And the weight is 1.195 grams. This is the PDP 5-inch full-size steel frame. And maybe that's why, because it has like a European MSRP on here. Of course though, also when getting this gun, you will have the option to get a free optic plate, because the PDPs utilize a very different type of optic plate, but it is a very solid one when you pick it, because it allows it to go directly on the slide. It's a plate that goes on top of the slide, and then it goes in perfectly. I like it. Even with the plate, it sits pretty low, and you can also co-witness. I'm able to co-witness a little bit with this PB3 from Lead and Steel. The grips can be swapped out. There's a lot of different options. Maybe down the road I can do it. I do like the all black right now, but you can easily swap out the grip panels and, you know, go with some lock grips and just switch things up on however you want to see fit. You do have ambidextrous on the slide release on this bad boy. You do have just one though mag release here, and am I tripping? Yeah, and that's probably why, that's why you cannot move this slide here compared to here, because from what I'm seeing, there is a different way to, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know how to do it, guys. I'm not gonna like trip myself out. There's a different way though to, oh, there it goes. So there's a little slot right here that you can go about, I guess, to do the slide release. So actually taking this gun apart is probably, looks like it's extremely easy compared to this one, which is more like a Glock where you have to do like this, and then you have to pull these slots down and then the slide release and it comes off. This one kind of is like a Beretta of some sort. You pull it back, lock it in place and flip it up and it goes straight off. So that is also probably why you cannot swap the two, because of the way the slides are made. When it comes to the PDP Match Pro, it's on level, in my opinion, like to what people experience with 2011s. People love their 2011s, so I'm not here to say it's better, but people, like, it is very comparable in its own regard as far as how it fires and how it shoots, in my opinion. It has the great trigger like it, the great weight, and the great capacity of like a 2011. Now, like I said, don't kill me, guys. Staccato guys out there, don't Atlas guys, don't kill me. But I've shot Atlas and it's shot phenomenal, and I kind of have that same feel and overall experience when shooting this, even though it is striker fired. What I'm basically trying to say, when it comes to 2011s or hammer fire guns, there's definitely a difference between those and what you experience on your striker fire. But this is such a great striker fire that it emulates what you would feel almost on a 2011. And one reason why a lot of people compete with this gun in particular, and just Walther's pistols in general, it's a very competitive overall company in, you know, target and precision shooting and competitions. Definitely heavy, and something that you may see in some of the footage, it looks like it has a lot of recoil. And I don't know if I'm using the word correctly like I did last time when I said recoil impulse or whatever, but salute to Colin Noir, who actually mentioned this before in one of his videos, is when you have like a full-size frame, you think, and it's heavy, you think that that extra weight is going to make the gun less recoil, which it kind of does, but it does actually counteract of itself. It basically, the way I'm gonna explain it, right, is holding this gun with the weight it is, when you shoot it, it handles that initial shot, right? But all that power going back on that slide to this position, when it comes back, it's gonna bring that weight with it that kicks it up. But then once it goes back in place and goes forward, that weight being pushed forward puts you right back down. So you might be doing a lot of this, but you're staying leveled. So when I shoot it, all that weight coming back is gonna make my gun go up, but then when it goes forward, it's gonna put it right back down. And I'm able to kind of maintain that line of sight and keep everything balanced because of that constant back and forth, kind of like, you know, get your mind out the gutter. But with that being said, with shorter guns, there's less travel of the slide, so you have less of that kickback going on. That shorter slide it might go like this, you know, it's going like, whereas a bigger slide is going whoop, whoop, you know, it's going like that. So with a longer slide, you're gonna have a more kick, but you're gonna have it balance itself off like a seesaw, whereas with a shorter one, you're not gonna have as much because it's more centered. It's more smaller of a shake. So with that being said, I don't really have an issue with it, even though it looks like it has a lot of kick and recoil. I don't feel like it has recoil or is hard to stay on target. That's just my opinion. You have the serrations on the front to add or to take off some of the weight. The dust cover, you have a full-size dust cover, I believe we call this right, with a Picatinny, with tons of options for lights to put them wherever you need to be put. We were running the X300, of course, because that's what you utilize as far as the holster goes, and just a very solid overall gun, man. The poly is great as well. Like, I'm not here to knock it. You'll have fun with either one of them. You have, of course, the mag well, which makes mag swaps extremely easy. You know, so extremely easy on that one. And there's honestly just nothing I could say bad about this gun. I'll be 100% honest. There's nothing bad about this one. No failures of feed. straight out the box. I didn't even clean it, just took it out the box and shot it, and it did what it needed to do. People have their preference, so you know, maybe you're just not a striker fire guy. I know people, like I said, a lot of people want to compare it to the 2011, and they, you know, some people even commented like, I prefer that. Hey, I'm all for it. But if you are looking for a great overall gun, this is definitely solid. For, you know, concealed carry, I definitely recommend the PDP Pro SD as well. So if you want something for concealed carry, or if you're asking for one or the other, definitely solid for concealed carry. This one, it's not really a concealed carry, but it is home defense. You can utilize competition, you know, that nightstand gun, whatever. With this one and this one as well, definitely duty on the, you know, outside the waistband with the poly as well as with the steel frame. I would think that this would be a little bit better for that duty, just that less weight, and very solid, man, overall. So I love them, man. I love both of these guns. I just love the steel frame more. Why not? Why not? But let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Check out the link down below in my description to my website about my blog post, where I talk a little bit more about these guns in particular. And if you have any questions, comment down below and I'll make sure to be there for you guys and girls. I'm out. Peace.